Hello, Libra, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're settling into the new year. I know that I've noticed with it being a 1 year I keep struggling with this word, numerologically, just slow down when I say that word, that I'm already noticing just changes with people around me, friends and family, just things that are like, oh, well, okay, that's happening. Oh, look at that thing going on. Okay, so it's already been very interesting for me. I'm like, oh, if this whole year is going to be like that, it's going to be fun, exciting, maybe even a little exhausting. So, drop me a comment down below. Tell me if you've noticed that just things are just changing quickly. New things, number one is about new beginnings. So I'm just seeing that already. But anyway, this will be your weekly reading for the week of January 11th through the 17th. During that time, we do have the third quarter moon that comes in, and that is the time when we're realizing our dreams. We're reflecting on things that we've been going through. We're just kind of realizing our potential, on the projects that we started on the new moon. It's a good time to get rid of negative emotions and negative thinking. Just not, there's no room for that this week. Just kind of bask in, oh, you've attained this thing that you've been working on. We then move into the waning crescent, which is very calm and stable, but a good time to be growth oriented and start thinking about things that you do want to do on the new moon. But it's a good time for self reflection and a time for us to learn and grow. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Libra. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is you are very close to achieving your goal, which, you saw me shuffling those cards, but that was Virgo's card. I just did Virgo's reading, which was very exciting. So, if you have a Virgo in your life and you're a cross watcher, you may want to watch that reading as well, because Virgo's reading was definitely about achieving a goal. So you're in the same kind of energy right now, Libra. And as I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you notice the world around you when it comes to synchronistic things this week. So this could be animals that you encounter. And I'm not talking about your dog or your cat, which are lovely and that's awesome. But I mean, like, the other night we had coyotes in our yard, which is, one of those things that we're in a suburban area kind of, but we also have like some wooded areas around us as well. So we don't see them or hear them often, but we have heard them a few times this year. And it's the kind of thing where I think, okay, what do I need? What situation in my life requires the skills that a coyote has? So that's kind of the way I use that synchronicity in my own life. But you might also see repeating numbers, which is like look up the angel number for those. You might hear a song or a lyric, like just one little word that comes through that you're like, oh, that's relevant to a thing. So just notice those synchronicities. Those are your personal clues and breadcrumbs on your unique path that the universe is offering you clarity on. So, all right, without further ado, let's get into this reading. Libra, January 11th through the 17th, very close to achieving your goal, and your current present energy is the Hermit. So look at you achieving this goal, but you're going inside. I mean, I feel like I just had that I just had the feeling that like you're going inside to really power up, to really get in there and think about things and pull that inner wisdom out as you get close to this goal. Like you're just doing that final little push, but it's very internal. You're doing that inner search, kind of like a quest or something. So very interesting that flash came to me there, Libra. Your current situation right now is the Four of Pentacles. So while you achieve, while you're getting close to achieving this goal, you're just holding on to that stability. He's even got that feeling, like I was talking about with the Hermit, that I do. I feel like you're just really, really going inward. You're holding on to your stability. It's almost like I'm almost there. I'm almost there. That feeling. Um, you're almost there. You're very close to achieving it, whatever it is for you. At the root of your situation is, look at you, that one final push here with that 10 of Wands. So something that you have been working on, and it could be personally, it could be something inner or outer at this point. It's kind of hard to tell, but you're getting there. Look at you, that one final push. And again, this is already turning out to be very similar in feeling, not in cards, but in feeling to the Virgo reading. So, again, if you know a Virgo or if you're working on something with a Virgo, go watch their reading as well. In your recent past here, Libra, is the Seven of Swords. So, sorry, Seven of Wands. Twice I've said that today wrongly for some reason, and then the card came out. So that's funny. Seven of Wands, which is kind of feeling like you against the world. Like this has been an uphill battle. Whatever this thing that you've been working on, I mean, before you were able to gather those swords, you really just had to defend your position on this. So keep that stability going. Keep that, that hermit. If you've just got to be quiet and finish your goals by yourself, don't worry about what other people are thinking, and don't use your energy to kind of fight against other people. Just if it's a personal goal, something you're working on, just stick to it and do your thing, right? What is on your mind this week is look at you. You're like, I've done the work. Seven of Pentacles. This is, I've done the work and there's really nothing I can do now. And I do feel this again with this hermit, with this like, I'm just close. I just got to hold on. I just feel that hold on, that vibe so much. You're doing the final push. You're getting there. What is just ahead of you this week? King of Wands. So, what a breath. Okay. Whatever this is you're working on, the energy of King of Wands comes along. And this is King of Wands is about really the not only the knowledge for yourself about what drives you in the suit. So, in this case, what drives your passions? What excites you? What gets you up in the morning? It's about being so super knowledgeable in whatever area it is for you, that you just attain this king status, that you know everything about it. You have taken the time to put the work in, to do the things. You have a stability about it. You know enough about it that you can fight it against the world. When you're feeling like you against the world, you just know a thing. You've done that kind of work, and that's great energy to be moving for, especially for finishing up energy. But not only is it about you, but you're now able to, because you've attained this position, you're able to look around at the people around you, your constituents, so to speak, but that's, in this case, it's just the people around you, friends, family, and you can see their passion. You can see it in others and you appreciate it. When you can see that passion in others, something, when you've attained this knowledge in your area, whatever it is, you can really see it in others and you can appreciate it. So that's a great place. That's a great card to be right in your future there. In your advice position here is the Five of Wands. So, and this can be about a little bit of debate. And I feel like this is hold your ground. You've been through this already. You've been through this. Get yourself, you're close to achieving this goal. I don't know why we're stopping to debate about it. Again, sometimes maybe if it's professional, you might have people around you who are like, hey, I see where you're headed and I'm going to tell you, let me stop and give you some advice. So people love to do that, right? I love to do that. I get it. But I feel like, yeah, you might have some debate back and forth about maybe how to finish something off, but you know what you're doing. And I feel like you've already been through this battle. So the advice is to kind of just to hold your ground there. What is beyond your control this week is the Queen of Cups. So look at you holding your ground, but also being very, very emotionally just stable. The Queen of Cups, if our king is the that masculine energy of really the knowledge of their suit, the queen is the feminine energy of the understanding of the suit. So when it comes to understanding emotions and understanding patience and generosity and compassion, this is someone who's very sympathetic and motherly and is very gentle, very gentle with things. So you're sitting in that energy, and that's why I'm saying just calmly hold your ground here. This is just and you have the ability to do that again, because it's a queen. It's not only an ability that you possess, but you can also see it in others. You see it in people around you. So make sure you're noticing that and recognizing people for that. Make sure you say something if you notice that in someone. All right, let's see. Secret desire, or what you are trying to avoid, is the Emperor. I hope this is your secret desire. And this also came out in the Virgo reading. I don't know why Libra and Virgo seem to be very tied. We do have some cards in common at this point, but I hope this is your secret desire, because this is stability. The Emperor is someone who is a leader, someone who is the authority figure on something, very much like the King of Wands, knows how to get things done and does it. There's just no BS about it, you know. So I love that this is in your secret desire, that you want to finish and you want to get to this point, you know, where you're like, I'm the authority figure on this. Look what I just did. I'm able to look back and say, look at that, you know. So I really love that. Let's see what your final outcome card is the Six of Pentacles. So when you do achieve this, whatever the area this might be, you know, I was talking about the Queen, make sure that you're offering kind words to others, especially when you notice something about them. Also maybe with this King and this card, usually I ask if you think it's about giving or receiving. I think it is beyond a doubt with this one. This is you giving. This is you. And I'm not just saying of money or of material things, although that could be a part of it. And I'm saying, like, if you're, let's say this is about you work at a company and you have been pushing to achieve this goal, you've fought all the way, you know, you're at this harvest season and you finally get to where there, you know, you have built something and it's a big huge success. Do not forget to thank those people around you, and if it's monetarily, then do that. Don't be stingy with it, because that comes back to you, you know, it comes back to you tenfold. So, but also, if it's not just material, if it's not just about like a cash bonus or some material thing, make sure that you are writing those thank you notes to people. You know, that's what the Queen of Cups would do. She would write thank you notes and say, hey, during this process, I noticed that you, blah, 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 how, in whatever way someone else has helped you get to this point. I do think this is saying notice the people around you and definitely compensate them in whatever is, you know, right for whatever the situation is, right? Again, this could be monetary, it could be a thank you card. It could be your words of, you know, just your words. Anyway, make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're giving this week as you reach and attain this goal. All right, what's hidden from you at the bottom of the deck? Page of Swords. So nothing new coming to you here in the way of communication or thoughts or what you're just trying to finish up. And that's fine. That's a good place for that card. Let's see what the Soul Oracle deck says for you, Libra, as you're close to achieving this goal, and you may achieve it this week. I mean, I'm kind of seeing that. This may run into next week. You know, of course, our lives don't happen week by week. You know, things are ongoing, right? But you're getting there. You're getting so close. And I think you're thinking those thoughts about achieving that, right? I mean, you've got this 10 here, which is, it is your final push, and that's the root. So you're kind of in that final push. Does it finish this week? Maybe not. All right. Soul Oracle deck says keep your commitments. Okay. So if you know, and I'm thinking about this card too. If you did promise someone, like, hey, if we can get this thing accomplished, and I'm thinking like, I'm almost thinking like in a company realm at this point, like of at a boss authority figure, something, say, telling the company, or, you know, let's say you have 5 people on your team and you say, if we get this thing done, I'm going taking you all to Disneyland. Well, don't not take them to Disneyland, you know, do the thing that you promised that you would do. You keep those commitments, keep those promises, so that those people will work just as hard as you, or just as hard for you on the next time around, right? All right, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care for this week. And the card that you get is the card that says peace. Just because some people are fueled by drama doesn't mean you have to attend the performance. Make your life a drama-free zone. I mean, are we referring here to the 5 of Wands and maybe even the 7? Some people are just about the drama, you know? And you want to be about the peace. You want to be stable. You know, you've got 2 4s here. By the way, look up angel number 44. Those 4s are very close to my heart. I see them everywhere. I cannot escape them. They are everywhere in every form. I see 4. I see 44. I see 444. I see 4 times, 5 times. They're just, it's literally uncanny how many 4s I see. Look up that number. See what that means for you. You might be at a point now where that will make a lot of sense to you, Libra. Anyway, yeah, no drama. No drama. And you don't need to attend the performance. If people have drama around you, put your head down, like the Hermit card right at the beginning of your reading. Put your head down, go within. You accomplish your goals. You don't need all this drama around you, and just focus on your stability. You've got two of these fours, which are really the most stable cards in the deck. It's about financial stability, and this is just worldly stability. And also, I'm going to say too, make sure that you are giving back if you've made some commitments in that area, or even if you didn't, even a surprise thank you. It's really nice. So, Libra, thank you so much for being here. I do hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use this week in your life. If you're comfortable sharing, drop me a comment down below and let me know. I'd be interested to see if any of this resonated for you. Also, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer those for you. And if you like my reading style, hitting like and subscribe really helps my channel, which I do appreciate. I've been slow growing this channel now for a year. I'm learning a lot too as I'm doing these collective readings. It's such a different thing for me to do, but I do appreciate you being here, and I would love it if you were a subscriber if you're not already. So thank you so much, Libra. Good luck with all of this, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.